teacher of St. Joseph Convent School. I will teach you biology of 10th class. Name of the lesson is How do organisms reproduce? In this lesson you will learn about how organisms reproduce, plants and animals. Actually, regarding reproduction you are learning from previous classes. Some information you are having, but in this class, in 10th standard and in this lesson, you will learn about in detail about the reproduction. Actually, reproduction is divided into two types. Broadly, the two types of reproduction are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, you will learn about male and female reproductive system, and in asexual reproduction there are few types like budding, fragmentation, regeneration, vegetative reproduction, fission. In fission again there are two types like multiple fission and binary fission. Okay, in vegetative reproduction is exactly the reproduction by using some parts of the plants like stem, root, buds, leaves. So these are the vegetative parts of the plant, and by using that reproduce a new plant, that is known as vegetative reproduction. Okay, in that artificial and natural vegetative reproductions are there. Their types also you will learn. Means these are the contents of this lesson, and in this lesson you will learn about all these things. So first of all, I will tell you the definition of the reproduction. Reproduction means when a new individual produces from a parent individual is known as reproduction. When a new life form from the parent is known as reproduction. Actually, if you will think about the life processes, in life processes you have learned about the respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system. In that different parts and organs you have learned. So all these systems are needed for our survival. But reproduction is not needed for our survival. Without reproduction we can survive. But that is important. Why it is important? Now there is one question in your mind, I think. So why reproduction is important? So listen, reproduction is important for reserving or saving the species. If reproduction will be there, then species will be maintained or they will be survive. All the species will survive. Actually, all species are useful to maintain the balance of ecosystem. If any one of the species will reduce or less in number, then it will be affect on the ecosystem. It will affect on the food chain of the organisms, food web, and it will not good for our environment. So for keeping our environment in balance, maintaining our environment, this reproduction process is very important. By that we can save our species. In sexual reproduction there are two systems. First is female reproductive system and second is male reproductive system. So first I will explain about the female reproductive system. In female reproductive system there are some parts like ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, then some glands are there. Those are useful to secrete the hormones. They are useful for the reproduction. Then vagina is there. Okay, so these are the parts which are including or consisting in the female reproductive system. Now one by one I will explain each part of the female reproductive system. So first I will tell you about the ovaries. Ovaries are primary sex organs of female. They are present in a pair. Their size are small. It is nearby almond shaped, and they are present in the pelvis of abdomen, one on either side of the uterus. The functions of ovaries are produce the hormones, female reproductive hormones, progesterone and estrogen. And one more function of the ovary is to produce ovum or eggs by the process of oogenesis. Now oogenesis, this is also new term for you. So oogenesis is the process by that primary egg is developed into the mature egg. Okay, so this is the process by that egg is developed from primary stage to the mature stage is known as oogenesis. So by oogenesis, formation of eggs, this is the function of ovaries. Okay, then the next part, that are the fallopian tubes. Fallopian tubes, these are 2 in number and they are connected to the ovaries. In ovaries, ovum form or producing eggs. These eggs are passing from the ovaries to uterus. This process is done by the fallopian tubes. These fallopian tubes are useful to transfer the egg or zygote from the ovaries to the uterus. Okay, so this is the function of fallopian tubes, to carry zygote or ovum from ovaries to the uterus. Then next part, that is the uterus. Uterus is a muscular, large sized and pear shaped structure which is present in the pelvis between urinary bladder and rectum. The functions of uterus are, it is useful during the childbirth. Its muscular wall are helpful to expelling the baby during the childbirth. Then second function of uterus is, it is useful during the development of baby, means for the fetal development it is useful. During development of fetus, there is one special tissue that is known as placenta. This placenta is useful to transport the food material, then nutrients and some gases from the body of the mother to the fetus. And one more function is there, that waste material from the fetus is transporting to the body of mother. So this special tissue is known as placenta. Okay, so this fetal development occurs in the uterus. So uterus performs this major functioning, that is fetal development, and one more functioning is there, that is the expelling to baby during the childbirth. Now next part is vagina. It is a long, muscular, tubular structure which extends backwards from cervix of uterus and finally opens outside by a vaginal aperture. The functions of vagina are, it acts as a copulation canal as semen is discharged in it during copulation. Then the second function of it is, it is also acts as a birth canal as the baby passes through it during the childbirth. So these are the 2 main functions of the vagina. So all these parts are including in female reproductive system. Each part of this system is performing particular function, and all these parts are connected to each other, and by coordination they perform an overall function of reproduction. Okay, so control and coordination, which you have learned in 2nd chapter, that is related to this topic. All these parts are coordinate with each other and they perform particular functioning. So this is the reproduction process in female. So female reproductive system you have learned. I hope you understood. Thank you. Take care. Stay at home and be safe.